At home and Lucas here. So today we're going to talk about the Echo Show 15 second generation. Yes, people, I got my hands on the Echo Show 15 second generation. This thing is the little brother or little sister to the Echo Show 21, the big behemoth. This thing looks basically identical to it, just in a smaller footprint, lighter weight, and this thing has a 15-inch display on it, which is super vibrant. It has some really good speakers built in. It has the microphones that allow us to do all the voice commands. But is this thing gonna be too small? Are you gonna put this on the wall and go, ooh, I actually want the 21? We're gonna find that out for sure in this video. So this thing is basically going to be able to mount straight on the wall, and that is it. If you buy this thing and you want to put it on your desktop, you wanna put it on your countertop, you wanna put it on your bedside table, on your desk, just know that out of the box, you cannot put it anywhere but on the wall. I have a trick up my sleeve. I have a stand that I'm gonna be showing in this video that's going to allow you to put it literally everywhere, and it's not gonna break the bank. Yes, people, this thing is absolutely amazing. The stand that you have to buy from Amazon is, I think, around $100. So this one is super cheap compared to that. So in this video, we're doing a hands-on with the box, quick unboxing and first impressions on said Echo Show 15. After that, I'm gonna be putting this bad boy to the Adam Lucas test to figure out, is it something you should buy or maybe skip altogether? I'm here for you, so I don't have to waste your time buying or returning. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, we got the little brother, the Echo Show 15. This is not as big or nearly as heavy as the 21. I'm not sure what happens when you reduce 6 inches, but it feels like it's a quarter of the weight. So let's go ahead and get this unboxed and take a closer look. Just like the big bro, this is packaged up super simple. They have a little slot right here for you to grab it out. That literally feels like it weighs half as much, maybe a quarter as much as the other one. This is what I'm talking about right here. It's still a little bit heavier. It's definitely heavier than a tablet, but it feels good. And then you have the same exact mount. Now I'm wondering if this is the same size. I think it is the exact same size, which is really cool because that means I can put this straight onto my wall where I have the big brother right there, the 21, and that is gonna stay in there where it belongs. No remotes for my Echoes. I'm a purist. This does not come with a stand. It has to be wall mounted. You can buy a stand that they sell. I think it's around $100. I'm not sure. I think it's the exact same one as the Echo Show 21, which is $100. But I did find one on Amazon. It's this guy right here. Looks like something straight out of Wall-E, but we're gonna go ahead and mount it on there and take a closer look. I said mount it on there. I really should have said set it on there. It sits on there pretty easily. It is a picture frame, so it kind of looks a little bit funny with this down here. I have it pretty much straight up and down. This is really, really cool. You can literally just pull this back right here and then bring it up higher, and this thing will lay down. Okay, and there we go. It just sits right like that. I'll plug it in a second and we'll take a look. There's my other Echo right there. But that's kind of cool. It does its job. It works. You can even lean it back a little bit. Let's lean back probably as far as I would want it. This one can also lean back, so we'll kind of get a visual. So that's not bad right there. That's kind of cool. We have the Echo powered up, so it doesn't look bad at all. That's kind of cool. I like that. You can also flip it into portrait mode. I'm going to show you that before we're done. I'm not going to show you that right now, but we're going to flip that into portrait mode. We're definitely going to have it on the wall in landscape and portrait. So that is really cool. So if you need, and this stand is butter cheap, okay? It is super cheap, people, so don't worry about it breaking the bank. I'm gonna put a link down below for that stand. That is really, really cool. So there we go, got our Echo powered up. It doesn't look terrible. I'm not mad at it. It is a little bit funny because it is a picture frame. It should be on the wall, fully set up. So this is a little bit different than the 21, especially this widget section here. It seems like it needs the bigger display to fully function. And it seems a little bit sluggish. It is still downloading something I saw. So that's interesting. Yeah, it definitely seems like because of the size of these widgets, you need more real estate. So I'm going to say right away the 21 is better at displaying the widgets, and it looks like this is just kind of cut off over here. It's kind of weird. So I think they could work on the layout of this for sure. I still don't think they fully understand what these echoes are yet. I think this is going to be a work in progress. I did get 2 updates just to get here to this point. So this is how it looks in the kitchen on the countertop. Let's throw it onto the wall. We're going to be taking down the 21. The 21 is great, but it's just too big, and I really don't want it to actually sit on this wall in my kitchen right here. So I'm going to pop that out and put the new one in. I also mentioned that I used 4 3M stickies. The 4 of these combined equal 15 pounds. So that's how I had my 21 held up here. I did put 1 screw in because I was a little bit paranoid, but now I'm 100% convinced you could put a 10-pound Echo on the wall with no screw and just stickies like this. The screws are good just in case it gets, you know, humid in your house and then it wants to fall off the wall. So let's slap the 15 on there. Okay, and there we go. I just went ahead and put it in portrait mode. I think in this area it's going to look a little bit better in portrait mode than in landscape, and I really want to see how these widgets actually function in portrait mode, and they seem to be functioning about the same. Okay, and there we go. It is in full landscape mode, and I don't like this one up this high. I feel like it's a little bit too high for something so small. The 21 fit perfectly up here. It's sat a little bit lower and a little bit higher, so I think this one is probably going to end up back on the countertop. It's just not as polarizing, not as cool. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like when you do a video chat, a video call, or just simply record video like I am right now. Also, all the audio is coming through the 2 microphones, I believe, on the top of this bad boy right up there. So this will give you a good understanding of how it's going to look. If I move around, it doesn't follow me, but it will follow me and sort of frame me if we're doing a video chat. So definitely take note of that. So if you can hear my voice really clearly, then that means these microphones are awesome. The image quality is looking good. This room is not very bright, but it's doing a good job of trying to brighten me up. So that's cool, and it's keeping me in focus as well as I move around here. So that's really awesome. We're going to throw it into portrait mode next and take a closer look. Okay, so this is what it looks like in portrait mode. So you can basically replace your standing mirror with this bad boy. So if you're trying to get dressed in the morning and you don't know what you look like from different angles, you can literally do a 360 with this bad boy. So I threw this into portrait mode and it automatically switches the camera to function. So this is what it's going to look like and sound like, which is the same in portrait mode as in landscape mode. So that's pretty cool. It doesn't look too terrible. I'm a little bit distorted. I think my feet look giant when they're not that big. So I'm a little bit distorted, which is not bad. And of course, if this is up on the wall, it's going to look a little bit different. So take note of that. The placement of this on the wall will determine whether you're going to get a true standing mirror or not. So I would actually hold it up with the camera running on the wall to figure out your best placement. Okay, let's see if this thing can take the place of some of the echoes around the house. So this is our entertainment center right here. We're gonna plop it on right chair. Okay, and there we go. It's on the entertainment center just like that. I think it kind of works. It's a little bit big, but it doesn't look terrible. I do have my TV right up there. Let's look at it from a distance. All right, and that's what it looks like from a distance. So it's not terrible. It's definitely polarizing over there. You could tell that there's a device there right away. So this thing definitely wants to stand out versus blending in. Current bedside table, so we'll be popping out those 2 devices there. Okay, it's a little bit too big for my bedside table, and this is kind of standard size, so I would say it's probably gonna be too big. If I didn't have that lamp, it would work, but I think it's just a little bit too much for the bedside table. Obviously, if you mounted it right up there on the wall, then that would work perfectly. Yeah, so not a go everywhere device. Okay, so this cheap, budget-friendly stand. Also goes into portrait mode, so that is really, really cool. I could actually lean it back by bringing this up even higher if I wanted to lean it back, but it's really interesting how sturdy it is though in this very precarious situation. So it doesn't feel like it's just gonna fall if wind blows on it. But there you go. You can only go into portrait mode this way, so the camera has to be on your right. If the camera is on your left and you flipped it the opposite way, it won't work. So it's only portrait mode in one direction, and then it's only landscape in one direction. So you can't flip the whole thing upside down. It will not go into landscape mode. So definitely take note of that. It doesn't have like a phone gyroscope in it. It is a little bit different, but there you go. That's portrait mode. Okay, now we're gonna do the microphone test. So I have my sink running over there. Usually sink water running in this kitchen will mess up that echo over there every time. So let's go ahead and see if we can get some commands. Alexa, what's the weather? Okay, didn't hear me on that one. Alexa, what's the weather? Okay, I had to speak up a little bit more. Alexa, what is the distance from Earth to the moon? Alexa, how many days until Christmas?
This is a reminder. Take out trash.
Alexa, how far away is Chicago? Okay, so there you go. I'm going to give it a solid 5 stars for the microphone test. The microphones on the 15 and the 21 are next level. They're like the best Echo microphones I've ever experienced. Really, really awesome. Okay, now let's go ahead and test out the speakers on this bad boy.
At home with Lucas here. So today we're going to talk about the Echo Show 21. Yes, people, I got my hands on the Echo Show 21. This thing is a total...
Yeah, you're hearing that right. This has bass, people. Absolutely amazing. Speakers are next level. 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, I've been using this bad boy for long enough that I think I have a full star rating. Let's just start off with the build quality. So this thing is built really solid. It definitely does not feel cheap by any means. It is definitely well put together, and for a first gen product, I mean, this is a second gen, but the 21 is a first gen. It is pretty amazing, and I think they did a really good job of making this white right here and this black border around it. It's one of those things that it grows on you. So at first you're like, oh, that's interesting. And then as you look at it more and more, you're like, wow, that's actually really, really cool. The fact that you can only mount it on the wall straight out of the box is a little bit annoying, but you can get one of these stands for super cheap. Links down below, of course, and mount it on the wall. The speakers fire out the sides, which is really interesting. So no speakers on the top, just speakers on the sides right here. So you're gonna get stereo sound, which is really, really cool. The camera on the top up here is standard Echo camera. It's not gonna blow you out of the water. You're not gonna be like, oh my God, that's so crispy, that's so amazing, but it is gonna do a phenomenal job, and it's gonna keep your video chats interesting and whatnot, so that's awesome. The microphone's up here, really good, next level microphones, phenomenal. The display on here is good, note of that. But all in all, I'm gonna say that this is actually a phenomenal Echo. I really do like it on the wall when it's in portrait mode, and I definitely like it on the wall in landscape mode when it's not too high up. It is something different. It's like Amazon is trying to say, we're gonna put our Echoes on the wall. The countertops are getting crowded with other devices, and we're gonna put these on the wall. And I cannot wait for a future where our walls are designed and built to where there's magnets in them, and our devices have magnets, and we literally just stick them on the wall. Can you imagine that? Just grabbing an Echo, sticking it on the wall, and then the walls will have wireless charging built in, so you do not have to plug a cable in. That is my dream. I literally thought of that while I was reviewing this. I was like, I want to be able to just walk up to my wall anywhere, pick a spot and just stick this on the wall with magnets that are built into the wall, and then have wireless charging up and down the wall. Just like you find a stud, you'll find a wireless charging puck and you'll charge up your device on it. That is my dream of the future. Cannot wait. So I'm gonna give this thing a solid 5 stars, people. Woo! Yes. This is amazing. This is gonna fit in more places in the 21. It doesn't have a hub, but most people don't really care. Usually they'll have a device with a hub and they don't even know it. So yeah, solid star rating. Highly recommended to everyone out there. Buy it.
All right, there you go. That's the Echo Show 15. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely clearly click that like button. If you want to join the Adam Lucas family and you want to be a part of this crew, smash that subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.